Hey guys, you're listening to the Trailerviewboys podcast. My name's Damien and I'll be your host for this episode. Now, actually, this is our very first podcast. Me and Alex are quite excited that it's going to be for Joker movie. We're both real huge fans. Since kids, we've watched all the cartoons pretty much that's involved Joker, which is obviously a huge or the villain for Batman. So we have decided that we wanted to make our first podcast about Joker. It tied in with the movie release, so why not? We're going to be doing a little bit of time travelling. This intro is before watching the movie, so we're off out now. Go and see the film, come back and give you guys a bit of a review. Let's get into it.
Please stop bothering my kid.
Sorry.
Arthur, I have some bad news for you. This is the last time we'll be meeting.
You don't listen, do you? You just ask the same questions every week. How's your job? Are you having any negative thoughts? All I have are negative thoughts.
And finally, in a world where everyone thinks they can do my job, check out this guy.
When I was a little boy and told people I was going to be a comedian, everyone laughed at me. Well, no one's laughing now.
You can say that again, pal.
It's so awful, isn't it?
For my whole life, I didn't know if I even really existed. But I do. And people are starting to notice.
You think this is funny? Is this a joke to you?
Murray, one small thing.
Yeah.
When you bring me out, can you introduce me as Joker? Send in the clowns.
Hey guys, and welcome back. So we've done the time travelling bit. I haven't really got a time travelling sound. Do we need a time travelling sound to intro us in?
I think it's 2 minutes to go for, because you could go for the DeLorean.
I've got a flux capacitor though, so I'm a bit stuck for sounds for. Mind you, your microphone bleepers fluxing, so.
Well, I want to have a joke for that man, but I've got nothing going. This is how tyrannical he is. He has his own brother. He has dragged me out when I've got the cold, not the flu. Because if I had the man flu, I'd be in like a morgue right now.
Yeah, I couldn't even ask you to come out with
So,
that. Man flu,
but he's dragged me out even though I've got cold. I mean, he's fed me, but still.
yeah.
Damien, you go first on this trailer, because on the trailer. Let's speak about the trailer. You go first
because obviously everyone knows we've seen the movie,
Yeah.
but the trailer as it goes, I was pretty hyped by the trailer.
Okay.
Because what came with the trailer was the billboards. And remember that Texas thing, he was like, are they really trying to do this? The movie of the year.
Yeah, which in the same year for people
can't
depending on the
just
when
throw
the
that word around.
Like, this is the year this film come out, is the same year that Marvel Endgame's come out. So I just need people to sink that 2.3 billion juggernaut of a sentence in.
Yeah.
To then have another film say, best film of the year. it's a big statement, man. It's 2.3 billion big of a statement is what it is.
I just can't believe people are still trying to set, like you say, still trying to throw that line at their movie of the year. I'm like,
yeah.
Where have you been then since this film came out? Have you not been living on planet Earth so far this year?
I don't know how it works, but so you got the billboards that got you going.
So the trailer, don't feel it gave a lot away.
Which you'll learn.
So after seeing the film, I don't think it gave a lot away.
Which you'll learn on this podcast is a big thing for me. I like trailers that just give you enough of a tease to want to watch the film, but don't give you too much so you can figure the plot out, the drive, all that sort of stuff. So no, I agree with that. That was quite good.
Things like, I don't know. Do you want to do a critique of the trailer? Should we give that a quick rundown, or is that gonna?
No, I mean, no.
Don't need to do it.
Like, it's more of a sense of. No, I'll give the trailer a star rating now, and it was a full 5-star trailer.
My opinion on the trailer was that it was enough to get people interested to actually want to go and see the movie.
But it was more than that, because this is why I give it the 5-star rating, because it wasn't just enough to get people to watch the film. It was enough people that don't like the direction the Joker's gone in.
Yeah, maybe.
To go and want to watch
to see
film.
something a bit different to what they've seen
what
before.
Saying. It was enough to bring people back that for.
I think the trailer showed that, okay, if you're not into comics, or if you're not into superhero films, but you like something that's quite arty and a bit serious and tackles some issues today, then this is something you can go and see.
But it was also enough for people like who are into their comic book things and think, if you are
Easter eggs, aren't they?
What I mean, they, if I'm being honest, they just the trailer appealed to a lot of different demographics of fans, non-fans, movie critics, people who prefer serious films to comic book films, shall we say. But now that's what I think, and now I think we're going to move on to discussing the film.
But before that, I'm going to give you some interesting things.
Okay, here we go then.
Right, so I went on to. No, this is just to see what your reactions are. Right?
Alright, okay, let's do it.
So I went on to Rotten Tomatoes. And I gave the Joker 69% on Rotten Tomatoes. Not a bad score.
That better be a joke, because 69.
The guy who gave that was a Joker.
The film is.
You were Joker.
The film is Joker. Give it 69%. That's got to be.
Now I'm going to set your blood boiling.
Oh god.
Something else got 85%.
Yeah.
And it goes by the title movie, Downton Abbey.
Fuck.
Yeah. Compute that, I mean. Downton Abbey got 85% Rotten Tomatoes, and then Joker. And this, I mean, after seeing this film, I reckon this guy's in for an Oscar. Joaquin Phoenix is in for an Oscar after this.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, after seeing the film, I agree with that. Yeah.
So I think Rotten Tomatoes got this all wrong.
So, the thing is, I don't take. See, now this is hard, right? Because we're technically like a critic thing. We're not a massive, obviously not. We're not, The Oscars aren't calling us to fucking critically rate these films. Don't worry. But we kind of are doing that. But I don't really take critics. So this is the drive behind this thing. Right? The drive behind this thing is we talk about films as just two average people. That's why we do this. The reason I don't take critics seriously is because I think sometimes they're so far up their own entity that they forget that the average people sometimes just like a film, like whether it's giant robots beating up giant monsters, or whether it's a serious artistic film. But I feel right in Downton Abbey higher than the Joker is like.
Does that tell you that Downton Abbey's got more of a fan base than Joker does?
No, should I tell you what that is? That's a credit to how badly the DC cinematic universe has been handled over the last 10 years.
Yeah, I get it.
That Downton Abbey has a higher rating.
I get it, man.
That's what I'm putting that to.
Yeah. Same.
Personally, that's where I'm going.
So
fix up, DC. Fix up. This is a good film. Carry on with this sort of style.
I'm going to give one word. What made me feel about this film?
Okay.
I know I'm going to contradict myself all the way through this podcast.
So we're talking about the film now.
Yeah, no, we're on to the film.
Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen it. You should go and watch it. But if you want to carry on listening, we're gonna spoil some stuff. So.
Yeah, I might try and find a spoiler alert for the.
We'll do that.
We'll see.
We'll do
We'll
do that.
So, yeah.
You're not saying like the Enterprise Red Alert. If anyone else
I'm gonna say. Probably on the same wavelength, man. It's fine. I'm gonna say disappointed.
Okay.
But I love the film, so I've contradicted myself already. Yeah. But I'm going to explain why I was disappointed now, because I wanted it to be.
For people to know, that shocked me, because when we came out of the film, that was not how he felt. So I think there was a few days to mull it over.
Yeah.
But okay, go for it.
Disappointed in the sense that the last 20 minutes of the film, where you would say he had become Joker,
Yeah.
I wanted that all the way through the film.
Yes. I totally agree.
That's what I wanted all the way through
Yeah.
the film. But that wasn't the point of the film, was it? But
No, which I think is going to be a big divide for people, because I've already got it with
Yeah.
Michael.
yeah,
When I spoke to him about it, I said that this is what I wanted from the film, and he said, yeah, but that's not what the film was. And I was like, no, I get that, but that doesn't take away from what I wanted. Like, it doesn't, whether the film is or isn't what it's supposed to be, it doesn't take away that when I went into that film, these were like the 3 things I wanted.
Yeah,
And it gave me 2 of them. But the biggest one that I wanted it to give me, it didn't. So for those 3 things, if you're wondering, I wanted it to give me, the Joker. I wanted it to give me a solid story, and just a good film. Like, just, you know what I mean when I say like a Marvel level of good film, like a film you feel satisfied watching. It gave me the satisfied watching. It gave me a good story. It just didn't give me the Joker as much as the Joker as I wanted. So for me, it wasn't what I wanted when I went in there. Now,
do you think that's a rewatchable film?
I think it is. No, I don't think it's cinema rewatchable. I don't think it's go to the cinema twice to see it.
No.
Rewatchable. But I certainly think
you've purchased the DVD Saturday afternoon, you're watching it, and then you've seen it. So next weekend comes,
I'm going to demote it to Sunday afternoon.
somebody comes round, haven't seen it.
I'm going to demote it to Sunday afternoon.
Sunday afternoon, yeah.
I'm going to demote it to you've done your weekend chores, you've done all the stuff.
Yeah, I get that.
You're chilling out, you want a good watch.
Yeah, I get
So
that.
you put that on. That's what I'm going to take it to. Anything else? What else you got?
I think it would be. I think it'd be a couple of times I think 4 times a year, maybe. Max. That would be max. 3 times a year.
I'll give you that. No, I'll give you that. Yeah, okay.
Because
Yeah.
there's films out there that you can rewatch all the
Oh,
time.
definitely.
I don't
For
think
those,
this is one of them.
and we do not encourage this, but for those that will wish to know when Endgame, because I am going to keep mentioning this, when that came out, I must have, after watching it in the cinema on the release night at 12 o'clock, which yes, I am proud of one. After watching it in the cinema, I did pirately watch it on certain sites about 3 times before it actually came out on DVD release.
I'm going to shock you as well.
Because I'm still now, I've got it on DVD, still watching it, so I'm about 7 at the moment, and it's not even been out.
Here's one for you then. I rewatched at the cinema
Yep.
a film 4 times, Batman vs Superman, in the same week.
Shit, bro.
I know.
What were you on?
I know. I gotta admit, I got to the.
I was expecting Infinity War for anybody that wants to know. That's
It's like one of those little secrets you don't tell anyone, which I'm
Oh
actually
my
telling everyone now.
god! Why?
I think what
You're
happened.
that desperate for it to be a good film.
Yeah.
They need to see
I thought they would like
4
redo it
times.
after this.
Yeah.
Like I watched it the
Would
first
you
time,
change?
and they were gonna. The second time I went to cinema, they're gonna go, only joking.
Yeah.
You're gonna see the real thing now. Now,
shit.
I think it turned out I went with you
Yeah.
once, and then I went with you and Dad, and I went with you again. I think with somebody else, or I went.
With Levi or something. like
Yeah,
that,
and then I went with somebody else. But I gotta admit, on the third time, like an hour through, I was a bit like, this is some hard watching, man. Like,
Which, to be fair, to its credit with the Joker, you don't get that.
no,
I will admit, like, for the Joker isn't an action-filled, explosions, adrenaline rush film, and I think for a film as long as, if you IMDb it now, how long's the total runtime? Is it something like
check this out.
145 minutes, maybe close to 200 minutes?
let's check this out, man. 2 hours 2 minutes, I believe.
There we go. So, I think for a film that's 2 hours and 2 minutes long, the fact that you don't sit there and go, this is good, it is a credit. Like, it's shot beautifully. It really is. And
It's got loads of hype, didn't it?
oh, the performance.
So much hype.
But it deserves the hype in the sense of the performance. I mean, Joaquin
Joaquin
Phoenix.
deserves the hype. I don't know about the movie entirety deserves the hype.
I think so. See, now this is the discussion we've had before, where like, here's I'm going to say something that I believe people will agree with me on. It's a great film. It's not a great Joker film. In the same sense, I
Yeah.
always say the Daniel Craig Bonds are great action films, but they're not great James Bond films. Which again is just my opinion.
What this film's done for me is, after seeing this, I want to see Joaquin Phoenix in something else.
Yes.
I haven't
Yeah, I'll
really
give you
watched
that.
any of his previous films, I've got to admit, so I couldn't judge him on an actor entirely, but
Yeah.
after seeing what he's done to get into this role, physically and mentally,
Yes.
I'm really interested to see what's next, or even like what he's done previous.
Well, I'll probably shock you. Signs. Remember a little film called Signs?
Yeah.
Remember, the guy with the baseball bat? And
Yeah,
he sits
yeah,
there,
yeah. Yeah,
Joaquin
yeah.
Phoenix, man.
Nah.
Yeah, blow it. You've just
That was a memorable film, actually. Yeah.
I enjoyed that film. But anyway, yeah, no, I agree. I don't know. I think the performance was great. I think I've got Damien on the research here. So IMDb boy, IMDb Damien.
Yeah.
The lady's name, the black lady.
Yeah,
In Deadpool 2.
Zaz Beats.
Fantastic. Whatever. This is what I'm saying. Every actor that's in it, I've got to admit, for any small part that they play or major part, it's believable. It just sucks you in. You believe it. These are genuine reactions, genuine people going through what they're going through, the struggles. I mean, there's one scene where a guy gets Joaquin Phoenix's Arthur, I believe his name is in there, fired from his job.
He does, yeah.
And when he goes to pick up his stuff, because he's been fired, the guy pretends like he wasn't the man who got him fired. Like, and I've been in jobs and worked with people like that. It was totally believable. It weren't even done in a sort of like on the nose for the, so people watching the cinema know what the scumbag is. It was done in a genuine, like, you've worked with guys like that that your boss turn around and say, oh, David told me you've not been doing this at work, and then you lose your job, and then David comes up to you and goes, oh, bro, sorry about losing your job, man. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, that's really bad that they've done that. And you're looking at him like, you're the fucking reason I lost my job. What do you mean? You were so it just, every scene, it was really realistic and just interaction wise. But again, it just didn't satisfy my need for the Joker. Like, I wanted to see him, like, and this is going to sound terrible, it's going to make me sound like a crazy person. I wanted to see him massacring people, killing people, without, like, letting people go, and just doing the things
Joker
that the
stuff.
Joker does.
I think
Because
that's a big mistake a lot of people made with, the initial thoughts before they go into this film is that they thought they were going to watch the Joker, but it's not, is it? It's the becoming of someone who could be Joker.
Well, that's really, the film really is a social experiment. The film really is sort of like, we're all the Joker. The film's sort of saying, like, given the right circumstances, the right stresses, the right trigger mechanisms, we could all turn that way. Society breeds the chance for us all to turn that way if people don't pay attention. So yeah, I get that. That's what the film really is.
Some of the favourite moments from the movie, I thought, really, when he's actually got the makeup on and the suit.
Yeah.
When he's dancing down the steps.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
When he looks the part, when he's got the green hair.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the whole problem for me
looks really good.
Like I said, the whole problem for this film not delivering on everything I wanted is sheerly on. It wasn't enough Joker. Like, they were the best scenes when he was embodied with the paint, everything.
And you know what we need to touch on as well?
What?
Why do we need to see the death of Batman's parents again?
Oh my god, I actually leant over and said that too when this. So it does tie into you've got Thomas Wayne, and the ending of this film ties into, which is a nice nod to the DC universe. It's a nice connection to the DC world, where basically, again, like I said, spoiler alerts, the Joker. What happens? I'm really condensing this. It's terrible, guys. What happens is the Joker kills somebody while he's still in his clown makeup after he's been fired. Now he kills himself, kills these people in defence. But obviously these people he's killed from high society, and as it tends to do in certain areas of the world, if someone gets killed in high society, it's always a tragedy. It's never looked into how much of arseholes these people are. And that's kind of what happens. So it splits the city of Gotham demographically into, like, rioting of people saying, like, this guy who killed these high society arseholes is a hero. To the point where the Joker actually embodies this, and he comes out and says publicly he was the one who did this, and it causes a massive riot. Such a big riot that while Thomas Wayne, Martha Wayne, and Bruce Wayne are out in the theatre, they have to go home. Now, it does actually do a nice little retcon. It explains why this dickhead would go down an alley, a dark alley, in the middle of, like, it makes sense when there's a riot. When there's not a riot and he chooses to go down a dark alley in a seedy part of Gotham City.
Because he notices that it's...
Because it's his only exit, basically. And a fanatic, because Thomas Wayne's basically, calling out these people that are rioting, saying that they're basically, they're not model citizens and that they should act better, and knows that Arthur has now become the Joker, has basically ranted about Thomas Wayne, saying, that he doesn't understand, he doesn't care. Fuck him. because he sees that Thomas Wayne has just come off and gone into this alley, just kills him, shoots him dead, shoots the mother, and that's it. And little Bruce Wayne stood there in the alleyway with his parents dead. You know the scene. It's so famous. I don't even need to describe what happens to the pearls for you to know what happens to the pearls. You just know what I'm saying. And first thing I did was lean over to Damien and say, if I have to see this motherfucker's parents die one more time, I'm going to start crying. Like, what the fuck? Honestly, that's how passionate I'm about it. It's like Uncle Ben. If I have to see Uncle Ben die again, I swear to God, I'm going to turn up to somebody's funeral. Like, it's getting too much. It's treaded ground that doesn't need... Ask anybody. They know how Batman became Batman. They know what happened to his parents. We don't need to see it. That's how passionate I am. I'll shut up for a minute now so Damien say his piece. That's how passionate I am.
I was just going to make a brew. You were going on that long about it.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, it's a valid point, to be fair. We don't need to see that anymore. But there's some really good tie-ins with DC.
Yeah.
I know it kind of gives us that tie-in that it's part of a DC universe. Not the current universe, but it's part of its own DC universe, you could say. But I think I said to you when we came out the cinema, if the Joker, he seems like a middle-aged man sort of age, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So does that mean that essentially Bruce Wayne grows up to become Batman, and the Joker is essentially an old man
that he keeps beating
that he
up.
has to beat up? So essentially Batman becomes an old-age pensioner.
So the problem is Damien's
Beat
theory
up,
actually has a lot more ground than you think, because there's a series called Gotham, I believe. Is it?
Yeah, Gotham, when he's a young
Where
boy.
Batman's a young boy, and you've got Penguin, who's like 28.
Most of the
23.
characters are in it.
Like most of
Ivy.
most of the bad guys that Bruce Wayne as Batman grows up to face are already
They're all in it.
adults.
Yeah, there's sort of middle-aged people already.
So when Damien said this to me, I was like, that actually might make more sense than it sounds, because...
Does that mean Batman's only really successful because he's like taking down old people? Do you
Like,
know what I mean?
when we say old, we don't mean old as in like 50s. We mean old as in like, 62. You're not going to be running
70s,
around
yeah.
jumping off buildings like how Batman is. Like, do you know what I mean? So I was like, shit, that might actually be that might actually be a thing. I was like, oh my god, he's on something. Like, this is a fan theory no one's talking about. We need someone to write this theory down, man. Get it out there.
Do we think there'll be a Joker 2?
No, I
think Joaquin Phoenix has actually made a statement to say he's up for playing the role again.
Well, I should think so, because he did a phenomenal performance, like, and but
Would you?
I think here's where my opinion lies. It's shaky ground, because if the film is as it states, it's sort of a social commentary to say that anyone could end up being the Joker if they're ignored enough, if society doesn't pay it enough attention. I think if they make a second film that follows on to that with Joaquin Phoenix that continues the role, you take the punch away from what you're trying to say. It takes that social commentary away from the film, because now you're just saying, no, he's a Joker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the whole ideal behind the film is anyone could be.
We're doing usual following on social media and YouTube and Google and the rest of it. Seeing that people are challenging the director for a comment on the ending.
Yes.
Because it kind of seemed as though that the ending made it out as such.
Implied that he just imagined it all.
But I doing a bit more research on Joker history and this that I actually found out that in some of the previous comics, The Killing Joke, one of the original, that the Joker actually never really reveals his history. He makes them up. I think it was he had like 7 made up fantasy histories and
yes.
So I think the director was sort of saying, well, I'm not going to say that's right, he's made it up. I'm not going to say no, he hasn't. I'm going to let people make their own decisions. So it could be that this whole film was just imagination.
Which again is fine, because that would suit the character. You know me, I'm for those who might not know, I'm a massive Joker fan. For none of the normal, silly reasons that people are. But yeah, I'm a huge Joker fan, and that's fine. I don't mind if that's the case. Again, I just feel that if there's a film that follows from this, you take away some of the punch of that social commentary that has been emphasised so much by critics and by the director.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done a fantastic job to keep so in line with comic book Joker style,
He looks brilliant. I love the
And-
way he's put together as Joker.
No, that's what I mean. And but he's done so well to keep in line with the Joker style from comic book and do a sort of social comment piece where it could just be anybody. I mean, genuinely, like it's done very skillful. This is what I say when I say it's a fantastic film. It was my expectations that let the film down for me. It wasn't the film was a bad film or disappointing. It's that I, as a fan, with my expectations for a DC Joker film, that's what let the film down for me.
I love the way they got the laugh into it.
His laugh was brilliant, yeah. That was brilliant,
Not
yeah.
how he laughed, but like
yeah,
a reason for it.
Yeah,
Like the
no,
reason
that
for
was-
it. It's a disorder that's sort
condition,
of
yeah.
sorry, a condition of parenting. He was getting beaten up as a kid. The rest of it, and
Yeah.
it's a condition that's grown from that. So he laughs in awkward situations when he doesn't know how to feel about it.
Yeah.
Well, that's brilliant. That's what a way to, in sort of modern times, more serious, as if it was a real.
Yeah, to
happening
the
now.
point where he actually embraces it, like to a point where as he starts to embody and get the more Joker mannerisms, he starts to embrace the fact that he just uncontrollably laughs.
Yeah.
He just integrates it as a part of him. So no, that was. But again, that's what I'm saying. It's so that's what I mean by saying it was so good to keep it close. It was comics, but then as a commentary, and I feel if you follow that, you blow all that commentary away, and you're just doing a DC film, which I wouldn't complain. I just feel it would do a lot of hard work that's been done for it would be pissed away by doing that. Personally, that's how I feel about it.
I mean, some of the questions I had before going to watch it was, who's going to be the bad guy then? Who's he going to verse, or is he going to be a good guy?
Who's going to be the force? Who's going to be his foil?
Yeah, and there really wasn't any of that at all. It was just about one guy going through mental issues in a time where life's kicking him down, and he just gets to a point where he's had enough.
Yeah, and to be fair, credit to the director's choice and writer's choice with the time setting. They picked a time where mental health was take some fucking pills.
Well, did you notice he had a fag in his mouth like pretty much
Oh,
every
dude,
scene?
don't, because I was coming to that. I was hoping you weren't going to mention that. I was going to come to that.
All your thunder.
Oh, dude. See, I'm, for those of you who don't know, I am a bit of a smoker and I'm trying to cut down. But I don't know if other smokers have this issue, but when you see someone have a fag, your brain automatically goes, I want a fag. And when we watched this film, almost halfway through the film, I was like, I need a fag. Because Joaquin Phoenix, and I know it's for the character and stuff like that, and especially the time it's set in, everyone smoked back in the day, like, I swear to God. But, Jesus, yeah, man's got a... Joaquin Phoenix, I think he has a cigarette in almost every scene. If he's not lighting a fag, he's throwing a fag away. If not smoking the fucking thing, it's...
There'll be a fact somewhere that comes out of this of how many fags he actually went through.
Yeah,
That'll surface at some point, I'm sure.
Oh, mate, honest to God. Yeah, it must have been at least like 500 something.
I think
shooting and cutting and
I think I read somewhere that someone actually got kicked out of the cinema for lighting a fag while watching it.
Yeah.
But I think I read that somewhere.
But I wouldn't be surprised because, honest to God, I'm not saying it didn't take me out of, like, I was still, involved. It didn't suspend my disbelief or anything like that. It didn't ask too much of me. It was just, I found myself really wanting a fag because, and I really do mean this, guys. He smokes in almost every scene you see him in. It's ridiculous.
To the point where sometimes the fag was finished at the tip and he's still,
Yeah.
and you're like, what is he? Is he like smoking the
yeah,
tip
you'll
now?
see
What's
it.
going on?
Well, I
if
think
you're
that-
paying attention to detail.
Pardon me. I think that was the attention to detail. Attention to detail that he was a bit unstable, so he was so focused on what he was thinking and feeling, they didn't notice his cigarette had literally burnt to the butt. But again, he was like, but you saw it a lot. You saw it happen a lot. Like there was a lot of them. To be fair, again, it was beautiful camera work because like what you were seeing was, and again, a credit to Joaquin Phoenix, the actor, because it was basically like a shot of basically just his face. The fact that you saw him smoking with his hand is because his hands
were
was
just his
covering
face, weren't they? Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And the emotion he conveyed, like the confusion, the cynical sort of feeling he's starting to embrace. Joaquin Phoenix, fantastic actor, mate. Honest to God, like you felt and you got every emotion on his face. But that's why you sort of notice the cigarette so much, because half the time, all you can see is his face and you see his hand holding a cigarette as he's smoking on it, and it's like that's almost half of the shot is his hand with a fag. Like, it's, oh my God.
Would you have accepted the plot that Thomas Wayne was his father and Bruce was his stepbrother?
Oh man,
Would Because
I would have loved that.
Because it started to hint towards that, but then afterwards it turned out
Yeah.
that his mum's crazy and she doesn't know what she's talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, I
She's
would've.
proven she was in the madhouse, so she's obviously lying about trying to say that
Yeah.
Thomas Wayne's his dad. But would you have accepted that as a
Fully.
plot? Yeah.
And I don't care if it would have had no comic source, no cartoon. I don't care. Like, I think sometimes as a fan,
How do you feel about whether I would have liked that as a
Well,
as a plot?
the thing for me is, as fans, I think sometimes you can ask it to be too close to the source material. Sometimes you stunt creativity. Don't know why I said like creativity. There we go. Creativity. You stunt creativity if you say only stick to this that's already been done. And I actually that's why I really sort of liked it when they started hinting to it, because I was like, I don't think I know of.
Yeah.
I might be wrong here. There might be actual source material out there where that's happened.
Could be.
As far as I know, as sort of a casual fan of what it is, I was like, that sounds awesome. Like,
Yeah.
who thought of this? This is crazy good. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, think about it. Like, subliminally, without even knowing it, that would almost explain the Joker's obsession with Batman, because it's almost like they were born psychically opposite of the same coin, and that's why they attract so much, and that's why they. I was like, this. I mean, that wasn't the thingy, but it wasn't the case in the end by the film. But it certainly to me was like, I hope somebody does that, because that's really interesting. Like, I like the directions you can go from that.
Yeah.
I really like that idea. I take it you weren't so impressed.
Bro, I think you said the word subliminally really quickly then, and I sublim I can't say it.
Subliminally.
No, can't do it. I just can't say the word.
Like, what? When did I say it? I don't know. When I said it, guys, I said
Well,
quick.
you said it. I'm gonna have to talk this out. I can't even say it. Subliminally. No.
Subliminally. I don't even know if I'm saying it right now. He's saying this word to me.
Well,
But no, that it's a good film. I think if you're not a Joker fan, if you're just you're just an avid film goer like ourselves, I think you'll enjoy it, because it is a beautifully shot.
Subliminally.
There you go. Subliminally.
Subliminally.
There you go. With my accent.
So we just
With a yam accent, subliminally. But no, this film it is good. It's a good film. It's good to go and see. I definitely rate it. I just think, what is the Joker without Batman? Like, I'm sorry, that's my main complaint, and that's nothing against the film. That's everything to do with my own personal feelings. Your Joker is only as good as your Batman.
I think it's a worthy film in its own right, and I think Joaquin Phoenix definitely deserves some recognition for
an award of sorts, for sure, definitely.
Whether it's an Oscar or some form of recognition, because it's standing.
Yeah.
Like, you believed in him as a character.
Well, I'll put it this way.
I did.
Considering he's acting alongside a legend like Robert De Niro, I'd put him on the same level.
Yeah.
Like, that's how
So good.
encapsulating his performance was.
Encapsulating. Oh, we're getting some big words on the show tonight.
Mate, swallowed a dictionary before I come here with it, man. This is a dumb dyslexic, by the way, so enjoy this. I think putting him next to Robert De Niro, Joaquin Phoenix, they're on par. That's how sort of skilled he is. He's at that legendary status already. Like, I feel I can say that. No, I agree.
So we're going to give it a review of brilliant film, must go and see. You're saying how many stars?
As a film, 4 star out of 5.
That's still good.
As a film,
Yeah.
if we're talking as like a Joker film,
4 out of 5's up there, man.
3.
Yeah, I agree with that, because you want to see more. The last 20 minutes of the movie,
The
that's what you want
best.
the whole movie to be.
Yeah, literally, absolutely, yeah, perfect. Look,
Yeah.
you got it nailed on it.
I think there's definitely scope for a Joker 2.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And it needs to be that end of Joker 1, 20 minutes.
So you're
whole
going
thing,
same with me, 4
Same
star.
as you. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So, and before we end this, I've got a sensitive subject that I need to discuss, guys. I know we're coming for time now, but for all those out there that feel Jared let down the Joker crew, because I've seen the memes, and he cruel, quite frankly. I just want to remind you of a simple fact, okay? The original 60s Joker, which I don't know his name, which is terrible, I really should.
I've got his name here, actually.
Go
Yeah, I did this.
Told you he was a research boy.
Caesar Romero. Sorry, Romero?
Caesar Romero.
So, why did I just say Caesar Romero? What is going on?
Caesar Romero. Right, had not only a whole series and our episodes dedicated to him being a Joker. He had a film where he was like one of the main villains. Then we come to Jack Nicholson.
Whoa.
Whole...
Stop you there.
Yep.
Before we go on to Jack Nicholson,
You want to go into Mark
fun
Hamill?
fact, no,
Okay.
no about Caesar. He refused to shave his moustache, so that white makeup is enough to cover a full-blown moustache. I'm gonna have to get you a picture up. Yeah, can you imagine?
No, I believe
this
that.
is like.
I'll give you that.
Can you imagine back then? Right? They're like, oh man, he doesn't want to shave his moustache. Okay, yeah, we'll just paint over it. And then fast forward to 20. When did Justice League come out?
I think it's 2016.
And Henry Cavill was doing
The other film
shoots
that he
for
was doing, yeah.
Mission Impossible, and he couldn't shave.
He doesn't have
his-
white makeup on that. He doesn't have white skin though, does he?
So it's changed from let's just throw a lot of makeup on his face, or a bit extra, sorry, because he would have had the makeup anyway, to terrible CGI.
That was something else. But okay, my point being is, okay, so your man Romero had a whole series and a whole film dedicated to him being the Joker and being fleshed out as Joker. Then before going to Jack Nicholson, you have Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill, who only got the part because, if I remember correctly, I can't believe I'm going to forget his name now. Ooh, the original actor who played It.
I'm
Terry
not
Crews?
sure.
No, not Terry Crews. Oh, that would be hilarious. Either way, he was considered too cynical for TV.
Right, can you see the moustache? Yeah, you can see it.
But anyway, so Mark Hamill, not only did he have series, he had multiple DC cartoon films where he was the main villain. Again, establishing himself as the
grown
Joker.
up with that, haven't we?
Yeah. And then we come to Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson, what an absolute star power to bring to your film. Gets a whole film dedicated to being the Joker. Then we come to Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger, again, gets a whole film. Not just a film, but even a lengthy film for its time about being the
Let's
Joker.
be honest, he that role was.
But he was born to play it.
Yeah.
But my point being is he had a whole film and a whole director behind him, pushing him to play the Joker and flesh out the Joker.
Listen, man, I'm gonna. Jared Leto got a
Then
bum
we got
deal.
to Jared Leto, and I feel like
Got the bum deal,
he
man.
just got screwed. And he's a quality actor, guys, really is. And I just think, like, you've got to remember, this guy had 3 scenes.
Yeah, he
3 scenes in the whole film to try and convey a new Joker. To try and you can't do that. You can't.
should have been the main bad guy.
And even the director's come out and said that's what my focus should have been.
Should have been the main bad guy.
He got screwed by the director, and I think people don't appreciate that. He actually went to a lot of effort, he took a big risk.
Can you imagine if he got justice and they actually used him in an upcoming movie like Birds of Prey, or even Suicide Squad
But my
2?
point being is, because Joaquin Phoenix, I've seen a lot of stuff saying that they've put Joker back on the right path now with Joaquin Phoenix and the Joker.
Never
And
off
all
the
I want
path,
to
is
say
he?
is he was never off the path. It was just that if Jared Leto had been given the actual time when he played the Joker, and the actual, like every other Joker has been given, we wouldn't have had complaints. I promise you that. So that's my last. It's my last thing I want to say about it. But
So
no,
we're giving it
absolutely 4 stars for film quality, 3 stars for fan film quality as well. So.
Definitely worth a watch.
But
yeah.
definitely
Make
drag
sure
your ass
you go
down
watch
there.
it.
Absolutely.
Get in the
So,
cinema. Do it.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening. I hope you listen to the next one we've got coming up. Don't ask us what it's about because we don't know. We just
don't
drop
know.
these as they come along. So yeah, but thank you very much, and I hope to talk to you guys soon.
And don't forget to give us a follow on Twitter and Facebook. Just search Trailerviewboys. See you soon.